Okay, so we are basically in the fourth quarter of 2023. This has been a huge year in technology, specifically smartphones. We've had a lot of innovation in smartphones and phones such as the Google Pixel Fold, the Galaxy Z Fold 5, the Galaxy Z Flip 5, and even the iPhone 15 Pro Max. But none of those devices I don't think could really pull me from the Galaxy S23 Ultra. This has been my favorite phone of the year, and today I'm just gonna go over my experience with it. So I'm not gonna hold you any longer. Let's just hop into this video. Before I go any further into this video, I want to give a huge shout out to Snapdragon, not just for the performance that I'm getting out of my S23 Ultra with the latest and greatest Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, but for just giving me the opportunity to review this device. They actually sent this out to me to review on my YouTube channel, and they just wanted my experience with the Snapdragon processor inside this phone, and I just really appreciate the opportunity, and I'm really looking forward to working with you guys more in the future. So huge shout out to Snapdragon and the Snapdragon Insiders program. So since we're on the topic of Snapdragon, just want to talk about just comparing this device to the S22 Ultra. I still have my S22 Ultra. I still think it's a great phone. That was my first Samsung Galaxy phone ever, and the S23 Ultra is just significantly better in the areas that matter, and we're going to talk about that now. So again, since we're talking about Snapdragon, I definitely have to shout out the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 processor. So this is actually my second Samsung Galaxy phone. The first one that I've had was the Galaxy S22 Ultra, and that had the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 in it. So the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 and the Galaxy S23 Ultra is leaps and bounds better than the Gen 1. Not saying that the Gen 1 is a bad platform or anything, not saying that that's a bad processor. I would still pick up the S22 Ultra in 2023. That's a phone that I would definitely recommend if you could get it for a good deal. But the performance difference and efficiency difference and just overall performance on the 8 Gen 2 is significantly better. It's really hard to explain this performance difference in words, but overall it's just so much better. The 8 Gen 2 just absolutely kills it. It's definitely the best processor that you get for Android. The amount of efficiency that you get out of it is just absolutely crazy. Literally no stutters or anything. Snapdragon chips have always been extremely powerful, but the 8 Gen 2 just took it to the next level. The jump from 8 Gen 1 to 8 Gen 2 was very significant, especially in terms of efficiency. And when I'm talking about this efficiency, again, it's pretty hard to explain, but I'll say it like this. You can't tell when this phone is being pushed at all. Previously, I believe you could be able to. You'd see it slow down a little bit. You'd see the battery life get affected if you're using it too hard. But I just don't see that much with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 in this S23 Ultra. Again, this is definitely like the most noticeable upgrade, other than design. I'll talk about that in a minute. Between the S22 Ultra and the S23 Ultra, that 8 Gen 2 is just absolutely insane, and it made battery life significantly better for me. I could easily get a day's worth out of battery life in my S23 Ultra. It's just such a good phone, just to be able to multitask and handle all the business that I need to. I'm not a big phone gamer like that or anything like that, but I could comfortably leave the house at, like, let's just say 8 o'clock in the morning and get back at 8 o'clock at night and still have like a pretty good amount of battery life, at least 20%. My screen on time, I would say, is close to 10 hours. For those that track battery life using that statistic. Just a really great battery life and really good efficiency coming out of that 8 Gen 2 and the S23 Ultra. Okay, so we're still talking about some of the differences that you notice between the S22 Ultra and the S23 Ultra. I will say right off the bat, picking up the phones, that's a difference. So I'm not saying that the S22 Ultra was a badly built phone or anything. It was actually a really fun device. Now, again, that was my first Galaxy device and I absolutely loved it. but the S23 Ultra just feels and looks significantly better in my opinion. Just the curvature of the S22 Ultra made it a phone that was pretty hard to hold, just because of how slippery it was, and the curvature just contributed to the smoothness of your hand, so it will slip out a lot. I can't say that about the S23 Ultra at all, because it's a very boxy design and it just feels a lot better than the S23 Ultra, because of the lack of curvature, and it's just a lot more flat. Like the screen is still curved a little bit, but it's not as significant as the S23 Ultra. And again, that makes it a lot easier to hold. And it's definitely one of my favorite devices to rock without a case. This is definitely the phone that I've kept a phone on, or kept a case on the least. And I will say I have not dropped it at all. I just really love how this phone feels in the hand, and I really think it's a great phone ergonomically despite the size. So since we're talking about the design and build quality, I definitely want to cover the display on this device. Samsung displays are definitely something that you cannot look over at all. You definitely need to appreciate it when you have it, just because they are top notch. They are like the measuring stick for smartphone displays, just in general. They actually make a lot of the displays for other mobile phones as well, such as iPhones and other manufacturers. But the quality on the S23 Ultra is absolutely amazing. It's a 1440p display, 6.8 inches, which is a very good size. Personally, I don't think it's too big because I've been rocking big phones for at least 3 years now. But yeah, the display quality on this device is absolutely amazing. It gets super bright, super crisp. Text is really crisp, no issues with the display at all, and definitely think it's the best display that I've had on any mobile device ever. In terms of fluidity, you really can't knock this phone's display quality at all either. That paired with the performance of the 8 Gen 2 makes this a very smooth phone. 120 hertz is pretty much the standard for a premium phone these days, and that's what Samsung packs into this device. I'm not a huge gamer, so like that refresh rate doesn't really matter in terms of gaming or FPS or things like that for me personally. But when scrolling and just like looking at the animations of the user interface on my Galaxy S23 Ultra, that's super important to me, and it's really smooth. Definitely the smoothest phone that I've had personally, and just really loving what the display quality is like in this S23 Ultra. So since we got a lot of the talk about the hardware out of the way, let's talk about the software on this device. So I'm actually currently running the One UI 6 beta. One UI 6 is based off of Android 14, and I'm really looking forward to get that full version because the beta is pretty buggy, but that's the type of risk when you run a beta on your phone, and I really just don't feel like factory resetting it, so I'm going to keep running the beta until the official version of One UI 6 comes out. So everyone has their own preference when it comes to like what user interface you want to use on your mobile phone. A lot of people prefer the Google Pixel software because it's just super fluid and it's bare bones, but I think I prefer One UI just for the sheer amount of features and the amount of customization that you get out of One UI. I definitely feel like it's one of the most feature packed Android skins out there, and that's just why I prefer it right now. One of my favorite things that I actually used previously that I do not use as much now is Samsung Dex. Basically, what it is, it's like a desktop version of Android that you could put on an external monitor, or you can even pull it up on your computer. And some people even do it on their TV. It's basically like a desktop mode. That's what Dex stands for. I used it for basically watching content primarily. Every once in a while, I'd play a game on it or just scroll social media on it. I like to use it like basically as an extension of my work desk. I'll have work all up on my main computer screens, and then I'll have a smaller monitor with Samsung Dex to the side to just like monitor what's going on my phone, so I don't have to pull out my phone. Okay, so the S Pen, that's something I don't use. I just can't find the use for it. Just like the S22 Ultra, I think I just probably used it like a few times the first week, And then whenever I have to sign like a PDF document or something like that, that's pretty much the only time I use the S Pen. I wish I could find better use out of it, but I just don't use it. It's super convenient to like have for those emergencies and like when you need to sign something or something like that. But overall, I just don't use the S Pen. Let's just get to cameras because I really want to talk about cameras. This may be a hot take, but I think the S23 Ultra has the most versatile set of cameras out there. Again, I did not say the best, I said the most versatile. I think that Google Pixels have the best photo processing, just the amount of details that it gets and just the accuracy and the true to lifeness. I think Google just takes the cake when it comes to photos. In terms of video, I definitely feel like Apple takes the cake there. Android is just not on that level yet. And then, of course, Apple does have the benefit of being able to integrate with like third party social media apps and things like that. So your social media quality is going to be better on Apple for the most part. But when you compare photo and video and put them together, I think the S23 Ultra is the most balanced. Google, right now, I don't think their video is that good. And Apple, I don't think their photos are that good. I still think their color science is a little off. That may change with the 15 Pro Max, but I haven't watched enough reviews or seen enough photos with the 15 Pro. But as of the 14 and 14 Pro Max, I don't think the photos are as good as Samsung's. And then again, I don't think Google's videos are as good as Samsung's video. I still think their color science is a little off. That may change with the 15 Pro Max, but I haven't watched enough reviews or seen enough photos with the 15 Pro. But as of the 14 and 14 Pro Max, I don't think the photos are as good as Samsung's. And then again, I don't think Google's videos are as good as Samsung's video. Okay, I'm not going to talk on video too much just because I don't record too many videos. I will have some samples later on, but yeah, overall, I don't do too many videos. Every once in a while, I'll do TikTok or something like that. It's just something I don't really measure in terms of quality like that. But photos, I will say, are a big jump. It's a big difference in between the photo processing between the S22 Ultra and the S23 Ultra, in my opinion, in two main areas. First off, skin colors. I will say their algorithm for skin color has greatly improved. That's something I noticed because, of course, I take pictures of myself, I take pictures of my family who are also of color, and I just feel like that's a lot better than what it was. And the second thing is portrait mode. Portrait modes are those are my favorite type of pictures to take, and I just really love those blurry photos, and that's something that Samsung has pretty much perfected in their camera processing. So overall, I really love the photos that come out of this device. Video is also really good, but that's something that I'm not an expert in. And since we're on the subject of versatility, I don't think we can talk about that without bringing up the zoom capabilities of the S23 Ultra. Again, up to 100 times digital zoom. You don't always need that, but sometimes that 30 to 50 range could be super beneficial. Lately, I've been doing a lot of traveling. I've been seeing a lot of things I've never seen before. And just having that versatility in your pocket, being able to reach out further than what the normal camera phone can reach, is super beneficial. You don't realize like how much you need it until it's gone. I haven't like went back to a Pixel or another Android just for that camera versatility. I don't want to miss these moments, and Samsung has done a great job of capturing these moments. Okay, so the one con that I have with the camera, you guys probably already know what it is. I guess it's considered shutter lag. Basically, I'll just say it like this. I can't take pictures of moving items without it being blurry. Yes, Samsung has the whole unblur software, but it still does not match the original quality that I want out of a photo. It's something that bothers me a lot, especially when I'm like trying to capture Of course, moving objects such as my new puppy. I recently got a new puppy. She's the cutest thing on earth. I want to take as many pictures as I can of her while she's in this puppy stage. And a lot of times I can't because of just this limitation. I don't know what it is. I don't know how Samsung will fix it. I don't know when they'll fix it, but they need to fix it. All right, so yeah, let's just get the samples. Okay, so I am going to wrap this video up now. Overall, the S23 Ultra is an amazing phone, and it's really questioning on if I want to upgrade or not. I actually have an upgrade that I could do, but I have such a good experience with the S23 Ultra that I kind of don't want to do it. I've been looking at phones like the Pixel Fold. I really want to try that foldable form factor just to see what a foldable is actually like. I kind of want to dive back into iOS just to see what iOS is like again, but my experience with the S23 Ultra has been so good. It's like, why change it? It does everything I need it to do and more. Great cameras, fluid software, beautiful screen. That's pretty much all I need personally. And yeah, it just has me really questioning how much do I really need in a smartphone. It's kind of crazy, actually. I may upgrade to the S24 Ultra when that comes out. We will see, but right now, this S23 Ultra kind of has me in the chokehold just because it's been so good. Very good build quality. Just can't complain. Not many complaints. So yeah, if you have any more questions, feel free to leave them in the comments and I'll try my best to answer your questions. Again, this is just my experience. I'm not like a super professional reviewer or anything. I just like sharing my experience with devices and letting you know what I've been through with the device. So yeah, I'm not gonna hold you any longer. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I'm just gonna head out.